YouTube. I'm going to do a video on my new hammock setup. So I'm from this tree to this tree. I'm in a different woodland today, so I feel like I need to be a bit quiet because I've walked a good 6 miles to get here. I've been here before, but I've never set anything up here, so I don't know who's going to come. There's a farmhouse there, there's a road over there, and there's a path along there, the Hertfordshire Walk it's called. So there's a nice river here, and I wanted to, if I get time and I've got enough film, to do a video on my purification. Anyway, back to the hammock. I've managed to get my hammock and tarp DD 3x3 and traveller hammock, which I've made some mods to fit in here, and I've got a new setup now with some new ropes, the Byer Microropes. So yeah, it all fits in here nicely. First of all, we got the tarp, which I'll set up first. I've got the ridgeline. Okay, I didn't want to massively bore you with me setting the whole tarp up, and it started to rain, so I had to move tripod and camera under there. It's stopped now. Trigger's nice and happy. So I've had to use a really long piece of paracord out to that tree. And now I brought these the other day from Survival Depot, where I got the Byer Microrope from. They were a little bit annoying until I've realised you have to double over the edge of the tarp here. It has to be doubled over because these just kept coming off, and obviously that's annoying when you've got your thing in there. I just used a sheep bend knot on there, so I've got nowhere to tie the corners off, so we've got a bit of a flap coming down today. I may possibly put another piece of paracord, long piece, out onto that tree there, but I'm only setting it up for the day. I want to take this hammock and tarp set up to the jungle with me when I go to Thailand. Hopefully I'm going to get to spend a night in the forest there. That means leaving my girlfriend and baby back at the villa we've got, so we'll have to see about that one. I've made some stakes here out of wood, quite rotten wood as well, because this is all quite boggy around here. There's not a lot laying about, so I don't think I'm going to bother starting a fire here today. I'm not probably going to be here long enough. But with these tent stakes, I actually followed an idea from someone had a video on Equip to Endure channel the other day about when you put your pegs in, take little notches out all the way around when it's really moist ground like this. So a few notches out of the actual stake itself, and it sticks in the ground pretty damn good. April showers today, this month in England, so there's a lot of rain about. Now these are the Byer ropes, Microrope from Byer. I think I'm pronouncing Byer correct. It's a Canadian company, I think, or Maine in America, something like that. Didn't look into it too much, but they just look like excellent, easy ways of setting up your hammock. Now I did want to go with the whoopee slings, but the things I don't like about the whoopee slings is you have to get the tree huggers with them, because the Amstel blue rope is just too small and it will just cut into the tree. These can go straight around the tree, so I was quite happy with that. I didn't like the extra bulk of the tree huggers because I wanted to get it all in this bag for the jungle. I don't want to be carrying loads of excess stuff over there with me, especially if it comes to the crunch and we get there and it's not safe enough to leave my girlfriend and baby on their own. Right, so what we've got on these is a ready-made loop. Just check the knot before you go on. And we then feed that through. Now I'm going to have my hammock set up quite low to the ground today because I want to be able to sit in it and cook and stuff. So that goes through that ready-made loop. Then we get this aluminium toggle that comes with it. Now you could possibly make this yourself, or you could possibly just use the micro to there and then attach the Amstel blue on if you really wanted to cut the whoopee sling rope, if you really wanted to cut your weight and stuff down. So yeah, then that comes on there. You tighten this up to where you want the toggle. I suppose my hammock is going to roughly come there. Roughly. then. The hammock, what I've done with the hammock is I've brought some of the Amstel Blue, which I got from DD Hammocks, because my hammock's from there. And I just brought 2 metres of it just to go around here. Again, this is a new setup, hopefully this is going to work. I've just refed it through the ends of the hammock with this Amstel Blue, done a reef knot, tied it off with 2 overhand knots, and then insulation taped that up, put it inside there. So we've got the Amstel Blue on here. Now I know people are going to say, oh, you haven't got a drip line and stuff, but this is where I'm still experimenting with. Hopefully this will stop the drip there, but I'm sure we'll find out today because, like I say, it's raining pretty hard. So yeah, then the Amstel Blue just goes over the toggle, and that is literally it. No knots, no carabiners, no nothing, just that. And then we've got the end of our hammock. So I'm going to do the other end and then I'll come back to you. Stay with me. Okay, so these are bloody excellent and it's worked out perfectly. Because you can move them up and down really easily. Because there's no knots or anything like that, you can just adjust your height, adjust your length. The only bit that takes a bit of playing around with is sorting the loop out on there. But yeah, I'm really impressed. And the other great thing, I think roughly where the aluminium toggles are, I think I'm not going to put the mosquito net up today because obviously there's nothing changed about that, and I've put that up a few times, and I just don't want it up today. Although there is a few things buzzing around it, but I think the mosquito net will tie out to that nicely there onto the toggle, which will be good. Now the other thing I've done to this is the DD travel hammock. I've cut the bottom layer off of this because I don't need it. I'm never using this as a bivvy bag. It's always going to be as a hammock. Now the other thing is you can slide your mat in the bottom there, in the bottom layer, but to be honest I'm not too bothered about that. I do not sleep out in this in the winter. But yeah, as you can see, there's not really any noticeable damage though, because all I've done is just cut all along the stitching. That's where the other one was attached to there, and obviously I've got a nice piece of waterproof material now that you could possibly make a small tarp out of or something, because it's the same material. But yeah, it come off of the stitching all the way along here, cut it off along the back there, cut it off down there. Stung myself with a bastard stinging nettle. So yeah, today I'm just using this hammock out like this. Obviously it does have the mozzie net as well, and the bungee cords here. I use bungee cords that they supply with it because obviously when you get in the hammock they can stretch a bit, but they should, well, if not on there then they'll go nicely on the tree. But yeah, I'm not setting all that up today because I don't need the mozzie net. But yeah, new hammock system, pretty impressed with it. Let's get in it, Trigger. Who would think those thin bits of rope can hold a full-grown man? Amazing. Now I lay in this, the Amazonian style. Hello boy, you can't get in here, you're soaking wet. Yeah, perfect, absolutely perfect. So much smaller than the webbing that comes with the hammock originally. So much lighter, no knots, no carabiners. The only issue I might have is the drip on the cordage, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. There's always the option of tying a piece of paracord around and leaving it dangling down. Now I might be able to do it with that other rope, but I'm hoping where the aluminium peg is, that will stop it. Anyway, me and Trigger are going to cook a bit of couscous now, tuna in light mayonnaise. See you later. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy.